first you have to see this amazing post by Donald Trump on Instagram about the State of the Union address. Watch this.
Buy American. We're going to buy America. So trade rules. Buy America has been the law since 1933. Also caps and won't even go into effect until 2025. By the way, that law was written.
I love that.
And the benefit expires in 2025. New electric grids that are able to weather major storms and not prevent those fires.
That was actually posted by former President Donald Trump. How badass is that? I love that. I think that's just great. How many presidents would do that? I think that's so with it. It's so now. It's so hip. It's so he's understands the room. He can read the room. This is why he's the master of the deal. I mean, the guy can really read people. He gets it. He understands what you and I feel. That is literally how I felt. I mean, it was really, really hard. I'm going to share with you all of the things that really happened at the State of the Union address. You have all these celebrities. Keith Olbermann's lost his mind. All these pundits from the left saying, "Oh, he's back. I told you, try and say he's not mentally fit. Look at that." First of all, if you looked at the thumbnail, the guy was obviously on some serious cocaine or some equivalent. I mean, it was beyond obvious. First of all, he yelled the entire speech. So I'm going to show you some clips of the really, really important stuff that you missed, that mainstream media will not cover, that legacy media will not show you, because all they're going to show you is they're going to show you Biden highlights that in some way, shape, or form they have interpreted as positives for Biden and his upcoming campaign. I mean, the fact that they still want this shuffling, disheveled, it was really difficult to watch. This is actually a very difficult video for me to make because watching that State of the Union was so hard to do. Every single time phony Kamala got up to applaud, I'm not even being hyperbolic. I'm not even exaggerating. I literally had a physical reaction. I felt ill. I felt a piece of my soul was cracking. And the fact that people buy into this BS, the fact that there are Americans out there that are like, yeah, he's our guy, and yes, Kamala, female black VP, it's just absurd. I don't understand. What are you taking? What medication or lack thereof are you taking or not taking? It's insanity to me. Let me know in the comments. I literally, every time she got up to applaud, I'm not even kidding you, I wanted to head to the bathroom. We've got one of the worst immigration, illegal alien, yes, illegal alien, Pelosi, you troglodyte, you absolute filth, you absolute lying, hypocritical cretin of a human being. We actually have an illegal immigration crisis. Laken Riley, who was just this sweet, unbelievably precocious American citizen who got killed at the hands of an illegal alien that Biden and his administration allowed in. And he got cornered. I'm going to show you that video in a second. He got absolutely cornered. Kudos to Marjorie Taylor Greene. He actually got cornered and heckled during his speech to actually say her name. And he said Lincoln Riley. He didn't even get it right. I mean, the speech was abhorrent. The fact that Keith Olbermann calls it one of the greatest speeches of all State of the Union addresses is like me believing the sky is purple. Is like me saying that water isn't wet. It's just, where are you? Who are you? What's happening here? Check out this clip real fast.
Not really.
That was Marjorie Taylor Greene. Look at her.
Lincoln Riley, an innocent young woman who was killed by an illegal. That's right. But how many of the thousands of people being killed by illegals? To her parents, I say, my heart goes out to you, having lost children myself. I understand.
Mr. President, it's not Lincoln Riley. It's Lakin Riley. For the love of everything holy, what is wrong with you? You are a shuffling, disheveled mess masquerading as president. It is a giant embarrassment. The entire world is watching, for Christ's sakes. You are making us look so feeble, so weak, it is beyond comprehension that anybody would submit their vote to you. I have to show you this as well. I just love the Border Patrol Union. This is, by the way, this is the only union, the official union of all Border Patrol agents. This is such a ballsy. I mean, I don't think in the history of our country we've ever had a union degrade a sitting president this publicly. Check out this tweet by the Border Patrol Union. The most arrogant, self-absorbed, okay? The most arrogant, self-absorbed, clueless, and angry loser ever. Never held a real job, lifetime political hack. Joe Biden is the epitome of what so many Americans despise about politicians. That is the official Border Patrol Union, the NBPC. And I could not agree anymore. Words of searing truth. But mainstream media will never show you that. Legacy media will never show you that. No, not even close. Okay, now this is probably one of the most powerful aspects and parts of the State of the Union address that, of course, mainstream media won't talk a lot about. I'm going to share this clip, and in this clip is somebody from the rafters. And I didn't know this at the time because I was watching this live, and I was like, who is that? What was that all about? And somebody started yelling at the rafters, and I couldn't really understand who it was. And who was yelling was a Gold Star father, Steve Nakui, I hope I'm saying that right, who was yelling, what about the Marines in Abbeygate, referring to his son Kareem, who was killed in the catastrophic withdrawal of troops in Afghanistan. I want you to watch this clip real fast.
Freedom to be safe. And America is safer today than when I took office. Year before I took office, murder rates went up 30%. 30% they went up. The biggest increase in history. It was then.
So that man right there is Steve Akui. And he's yelling United States Marines. Joe Biden has the audacity to say every American deserves to be safe. Well, what about my son? If I was a father, I would have done the exact same thing if that happened to my son. What about my son? He starts yelling Abbeygate. He starts yelling United States Marines. He starts yelling his son's name, Kareem Nakui, who was killed because of his catastrophic order to withdraw troops from Afghanistan, where the Taliban, it's a complete mess over there. The Taliban took over in less than a day, less than 24 hours of U.S. troops leaving. It was more embarrassing than what happened to us in Vietnam. It was catastrophic, to say the least. But mainstream media won't talk about that. And then this happens. Steve Nakui gets actually charged and arrested. This is Biden's America. Steve Nakui, whose son was killed in that disastrous withdrawal, exercising his freedom to protest, his freedom of free speech, which is actually imbued in our constitutional documents, our Bill of Rights, that we as Americans have the right to question our authority. As a matter of fact, it's our civic duty to question our leaders. And he gets arrested and charged. But the Palestinian protesters who actually blocked Biden's motorcade, they get off scot-free. Now, further investigating this story, he did get let go. He did eventually get freed, this father, Steve Nakui, but it took a lot of help from Republican congressmen. It took a lot of help, a lot of pulling strings. That shouldn't have even happened in the first place. This poor Gold Star father just exercising his right to protest. That is an absolute travesty. You should be ashamed of yourself, Mr. President. You should be ashamed of yourself more than anything. Phony Kamala. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Steve's son, Kareem, who died in Afghanistan. And if you happen to watch this, Steve, I just want to say my condolences. My heart goes out to you as a father, as someone who was born and raised in this amazing country. We honor your son. We are thankful for your son. May God bless you. God bless your family. And rest in peace, Kareem. You will not be forgotten. Speaker Johnson went on to say after the president's speech that gaslighting the American people won't work. So just a couple of things to wrap up, because it was really, I thought it was a very ineffective speech. I'm shocked at all. They're grasping at anything they can. I think the only reason all these celebrities and leftists are hurrahing and hooraying this speech and claiming it is a total rebuke to all of the comments of his mental and cognitive decline, I think the only reason is because he actually made it through the speech without falling over. He still gibbered and stumbled and couldn't fumble his sentences many, many times. If they hadn't put him on God knows how many uppers, God knows, there's no way he would have made it through. It's funny because Trump actually tweeted on Truth Social, the meds are wearing off, because you could tell towards the end of the speech, if you actually made it through the speech, which believe me, that was tough, you could tell that he started getting more and more fatigued. It was just an awful thing to see. It was abundantly clear. It was obvious that he was declining. But he claimed that inflation was cooling. He claimed that he has record-breaking jobs. He claimed that the Republicans don't want to pass a comprehensive bipartisan border bill, which the majority of the money would have gone to Ukraine, and just a small minority of that money would have gone toward the border. And the reason that most Republicans held out was because of that. They're sick and tired, as we Americans are, sick and tired of investing into a foreign war. One of the highlights that I thought was just the most abysmal and disastrous was the fact that he said billionaires should all pay their fair share. Everybody should pay their fair share. Well, let me ask you a question, Mr. President, and I want to pose this to you, Nez Nation. Why in the world should I'm not a billionaire, but I'm just saying, any American, any taxpayer, why should I pay my fair share when all you're going to do, Mr. President, is funnel that money into proxy wars, funnel that money into supporting foreign aid all over the globe, and reinvesting zero of it back into our country, the United States of America, specifically the border, and all Americans who are struggling to get gas, groceries, food, pay their rent, their mortgage, make sure their kids are okay, they're fed, they're clothed, they're going to good schools. Why is it that you want to give so much money away and completely neglect the people you're supposed to serve? Why should I pay my fair share? I almost threw my shoe at the TV when he said that garbage, that absolute egregious lie. So anyway, that to me, those are the points that they don't show. Those are the highlights, especially honoring Steve Nakuy and his son, and the fact that he couldn't even say Laken Riley's name right. And I thought the Trump thing was hilarious too. I think Trump won last night. I really do. That post alone did more for his campaign than anything Biden or anything these mindless, myopic Democrats think that speech did for Biden. I still think they're going to ask him to step down because you are not fit for office, sir. I apologize. I beg your pardon, but you are not fit for office. It's just a clear as day fact, crystal clear that you are not fit for office. I want to throw this over to you, Nez Nation. What do you guys think? Did you watch it? Was there anything that I missed? Was there any highlights that you felt were worth mentioning? Any hypocrisies, any lies, innuendos, any fact-checking that you did on your own? I would love to hear from you. As always, I try really, really hard to respond to all the comments. Obviously, super chats, super thanks, and members get first dibs, but I try really, really hard. I love hearing and reading all of your comments. If you made it this far, please don't forget to subscribe to our free newsletter. It's free. It is your sure-proof way right to your inbox that you never miss out on a new video, live update, breaking news, etc., that legacy media and mainstream media won't share with you. They won't cover the 99% of the things that I talk about. They won't cover. And I do all my due diligence. I do all my qualitative and quantitative research for you. So make sure you subscribe to our free newsletter because it's absolutely free. It's in the pinned comment of this video. It's also in the description and in the show notes. It's labeled there, free newsletter. Okay? It's a link. It takes you 2 seconds. Give us your best email. Bada boom, bada bing. You're in. I love you guys. I'm so grateful for you guys to join me on this journey. We just passed 100,000 subscribers. I got a play button. I can show my son all the hard work pays off. I'm so grateful for you guys. Onward to 1 million. We are growing exponentially because the truth always wins. I'm so excited. I will be there for you day in and day out. I absolutely love you all, Nez Nation. Thank you for all your support. Remember, all your support, all your membership, super thanks, everything goes back into this channel. I reinvest everything into this channel because I want this to be the best media platform. Nez Nation, Professor Nez, yours truly. I want this to be the #1 truth source for all Americans, for everyone around the globe for that matter, because Americans and the United States is the leader of the free world. So we just passed 100,000 subscribers. I am so excited. It means the absolute world to me because I always say to my kids, I try to instill into them, hard work always wins. And that's really the backbone of our beautiful country. It's the founding kind of thesis of our country. And so I'm just so grateful. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Make sure you check out these videos if you haven't already. They are awesome. These were posted very recently. Subscribe and follow down there. And as always, God bless you. God bless your families. And God bless America. I'll see you soon.